Hi, passionate Rangers FC fans. Welcome to Rangers Update, your dedicated source for all things Rangers. Before we dive in, we want to express our gratitude for your unwavering support. If you bleed blue, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and let's strengthen our community. Now, let's get into the latest updates. A hearty welcome to our new followers. Your backing means the world to us. WATP, let's get to the news. There's a storm brewing at Ibrox that no one saw coming, and it's centered squarely around the decisions of Rangers head coach Russell Martin, whose recent choice to bar goalkeeper Jack Butland from the squad has set the whole fanbase on edge, triggering debates across pubs, social media feeds, and even casual conversations among the diehard supporters who bleed blue and white. Rumors have been swirling all week about tensions in the locker room, whispers of disagreements during training sessions, and speculation over Martin's long-term vision for the squad, yet nothing hit as hard as the news that Butland, once considered a cornerstone between the posts, would be sidelined indefinitely. The fans are livid, some claiming that the manager has lost touch with the club's rich history and the traditions that demand loyalty, commitment, and respect for players who have contributed to past glories. Meanwhile, others argue that Martin is simply exercising managerial authority, making hard calls that perhaps only he understands in terms of tactics, team chemistry, and defensive structure. Yet even the most loyal supporters are struggling to reconcile their admiration for his strategic mind with what appears to be a slight against one of the club's recognized talents. Across Twitter and Instagram, hashtags and memes are trending, illustrating the fury and disbelief of a fanbase that feels blindsided, betrayed, and compelled to vocalize their frustrations with a fervor that only Scottish football can generate. In pubs from Glasgow to Aberdeen, the chatter isn't just about match tactics or upcoming fixtures. It's about loyalty, respect, and the perception that Butland has been unfairly cast aside, with some fans going so far as to question whether Martin's vision for the team aligns with the identity of Rangers as a club that has historically balanced innovation with tradition. Conversations are heated, almost theatrical in intensity, with supporters dissecting every press conference, every quote from Martin, and every body language nuance from Butland himself, hoping to find a clue, a hint, or a justification that makes sense to those who dedicate not just their weekends but their hearts to the club. The rumor mill churns relentlessly, each new comment from pundits or insiders fanning the flames, making this saga not just a managerial decision but a cultural moment in the annals of Rangers history, a story that will be told in whispers and shouts for months to come, forever tied to the name Russell Martin and the fate of Jack Butland. Even before the official confirmation of Butland's benching, speculation had already reached fever pitch, with fans sharing theories ranging from tactical necessity to personal disagreements behind closed doors. Yet nothing in those wild conjectures could have prepared supporters for the intensity of reaction that followed once the news broke. The social media landscape exploded, with fan pages and local sports journalists documenting every ripple of unrest, every eye roll in interviews, and every subtle hint that Martin might be steering the club towards a philosophy that prioritizes younger, untested goalkeepers at the expense of established talent. This is not merely a case of selecting a squad. It's a symbolic moment that challenges the assumptions fans have about fairness, meritocracy, and the bonds between player and manager. Many supporters have taken to YouTube and Twitch to express their discontent, posting passionate videos analyzing Butland's previous performances, highlighting key saves and leadership moments, contrasting them with what they perceive as Martin's impulsive decisions. Debate rages in online forums, with some pointing to historical examples where managers' controversial choices ultimately paid off, while others argue that sidelining a high-profile, experienced goalkeeper could destabilize not only the team's defensive reliability, but also the overall morale in the locker room. Every minute detail is scrutinized, the expressions during training sessions, the subtle cues in press conferences, even the manner in which other players interact with Butland during warm-ups. Fans are dissecting every nuance, interpreting silence as complicity, nods as rebellion, and any minor tactical adjustment as an overt message from Martin that Butland's role is diminishing. This hyper-attentive observation has created a self-reinforcing cycle where speculation feeds frustration, which in turn fuels more speculation, creating an atmosphere thick with tension and anticipation. Some supporters are openly questioning whether this decision is purely about performance or if underlying personality clashes are at play, conjuring a narrative of conflict that feels as dramatic as any Scottish football soap opera, intensifying the emotional stakes far beyond the pitch itself. The chatter isn't limited to Glasgow. It's echoing through Scottish football circles, becoming a topic of discussion for pundits, commentators, and rival fans alike, all wondering if the decision to bar Butland is a bold tactical stroke, a managerial misstep, or the beginning of an entirely new chapter in Rangers' evolving story, leaving the club and its passionate supporters teetering on the edge of outrage and intrigue. Whispers from inside Ibrox suggest that the decision to sideline Butland didn't come lightly, with insiders hinting at prolonged discussions, detailed analyses of training performances, and exhaustive reviews of match footage. Yet these behind-the-scenes deliberations are being overshadowed by the public outcry. The contrast between what is privately strategized and what is publicly perceived has become almost comical, if not tragic, as fans project their hopes, fears, and frustrations onto a situation they can only partially witness, creating a narrative that often diverges sharply from reality. While Martin may have reasons rooted in defensive cohesion, rotation, or long-term vision, the optics are overwhelmingly negative, sparking debates about managerial transparency, communication, and the delicate balance between authority and empathy. Each interview Martin gives seems dissected with forensic intensity, supporters searching for hidden meanings, subtext, or even apologies that never come, as the coach maintains his stoic and composed public persona, further inflaming speculation about whether he is intentionally cold or merely focused on professional duties. Online communities are awash with analyses of Butland's career trajectory, past achievements with England, and historical contributions to Rangers, juxtaposed against perceived managerial caprice, and the emotional weight fans attach to these discussions is palpable, reflecting the deeply personal nature of football fandom in Scotland. The narrative now extends beyond a single decision into a larger discourse about respect, recognition, and the interplay between tradition and modern football management. In the pubs, fans debate whether Martin is attempting to revolutionize Rangers' goalkeeping philosophy or if he has misjudged the mood of a fan base that cherishes loyalty and visible effort, turning tactical choices into moral quandaries that ignite fiery discussions late into the night. Even casual supporters are drawn into the drama, weighing each claim and counterclaim, sharing screenshots of interviews, and tagging journalists, effectively transforming a managerial decision into a viral spectacle that commands attention far beyond the confines of the football pitch. The atmosphere in Glasgow has grown electric, with each day bringing new rumors, every small gesture from the club dissected, and every fan reaction magnified, creating a cycle where speculation, outrage, and anticipation feed on one another in an endless loop that feels almost Shakespearean in its intensity. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Some insiders suggest that Martin's decision was influenced by a desire to inject fresh energy into the squad. Yet even this ostensibly rational explanation is met with skepticism and disbelief by those who have followed Butland's career closely, noting that he has consistently delivered strong performances and leadership in moments of pressure. The tension between rational analysis and emotional investment is at the heart of this controversy, with supporters oscillating between accepting managerial authority and defending a player they see as unfairly treated, creating a dialogue that is as much about identity and allegiance as it is about football. Conversations in fan forums range from meticulous breakdowns of Butland's save percentage to passionate arguments about perceived disrespect, reflecting the complex ways in which professional decisions intersect with personal loyalty. Meanwhile, pundits speculate about the implications for upcoming fixtures, debating whether this move strengthens or weakens Rangers, yet the dominant narrative remains the emotional resonance of the decision, which has galvanized supporters to express their outrage in increasingly creative ways, from protest banners outside Ibrox to viral TikTok videos and spirited chants during away matches. Even those who normally adopt a neutral stance are being drawn into the drama, compelled to take sides, discuss the potential consequences, and imagine what this decision signals for the club's culture and future. In a city where football fandom is woven into social and cultural fabric, the sidelining of Butland is interpreted not just as a tactical choice, but as a statement about values, priorities, and the nature of leadership under pressure. The tension is amplified by the contrast between public commentary and private sentiment, where fans feel a sense of betrayal or disappointment, intensifying scrutiny of every press release, quote, and training session. The conversation now transcends football, touching on loyalty, fairness, respect, and the broader meaning of supporting a club in moments of visible controversy, making this a saga that will dominate Scottish sports discourse for the foreseeable future. Rangers fanbase, notoriously passionate and deeply invested in every twist and turn of the club's journey, has responded with a level of intensity that even seasoned observers describe as extraordinary, creating a cascade of reactions that range from sharp criticism of Martin's judgment to fervent support for Butland as a symbol of dedication, resilience, and professional excellence. The debate has spilled over into mainstream media, with headlines highlighting the crisis at Ibrox, while commentary shows dissect every angle, amplifying the rumors and ensuring that the story maintains a momentum that refuses to abate. Fans meticulously analyze Martin's previous decisions, looking for patterns, inconsistencies, or signs that could justify or condemn his latest move, while others construct entirely hypothetical scenarios, imagining how matches might unfold with Butland on the bench versus in goal, creating a speculative theater that rivals any scripted drama. Meanwhile, social media thrives on bite-sized outrage, with viral posts, memes, and comment threads perpetuating the sense of urgency, scandal, and emotional resonance that characterizes this situation. This is a dynamic interplay between authority, talent, perception, and fandom, demonstrating the delicate ecosystem that exists when managerial decisions intersect with public sentiment, particularly in a context as intense as Scottish football. Some voices call for compromise, suggesting rotations or partial reinstatements, while others demand clarity, transparency, and a recognition of Butland's contribution, reflecting a desire for fairness and accountability in leadership. The phenomenon is fascinating not only for its football implications, but for the broader human elements it exposes: loyalty, disappointment, hope, and outrage interwoven into a communal narrative that captivates, polarizes, and energizes. The story, initially about one player and one manager, has expanded into a symbolic battleground for identity, values, and vision, ensuring that the Butland saga will linger in conversation long after the immediate tactical concerns have faded, cementing its place in Rangers lore as both a controversy and a cultural touchstone. Pressure on Martin has escalated to a point where every press conference, tactical change, or hint of player preference is scrutinized for hidden motives, and supporters are interpreting each gesture, phrase, or selection decision as either proof of justice or evidence of injustice, creating a climate where speculation and anticipation are inseparable companions. The intensity of this situation is heightened by the immediacy of social media, which allows fans to broadcast reactions in real time, connect with like-minded supporters, and collectively amplify emotions, making the saga as participatory as it is observational. Each post, each video, and each meme serves to reinforce the narrative, whether through humor, outrage, or analysis, and the collective energy of the fanbase creates a feedback loop that feeds both the intensity of feelings and the virality of discussion. Rumors about possible reconciliation, behind-the-scenes negotiations, or managerial changes circulate alongside factual reporting, blurring the line between news and conjecture, and leaving many unsure what is reality and what is speculation. In this environment, even the smallest detail, a glance during training, a comment in an interview, or a social media interaction, can be magnified into evidence supporting one narrative or another, showing the precarious nature of perception when stakes are high and emotions run deep. Across Scotland and beyond, the story has become emblematic of the tension between leadership decisions and fan expectations, illustrating how football can serve as a microcosm for broader discussions about authority, loyalty, and fairness, while simultaneously delivering the drama, intensity, and suspense that keeps supporters engaged, invested, and vocally passionate in ways that define the very essence of sporting culture in the region. The Butland controversy has become more than a managerial decision. It is now a lens through which the identity of the club, the character of its leadership, and the fervor of its supporters are being publicly examined, dissected, and debated, ensuring that the saga's resonance will continue to influence Rangers' narrative and the emotional landscape of Scottish football for months to come. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.